figure out what you're going to be painting on. I mean, you could paint on paper, heavy enough, or oil paper as it is, or you can paint on these panels, these cradled panels. And here's the encaustic board that is made especially for encaustic painting. And this has a kind of tooth that lives with the encaustic paint. It's better than anything else. So you tape your work surface on the sides, and I tape it a little bit on the back too. Every workstation in my studio has a heat gun. It's an R&F heat gun. Heat them up in advance. Then you take this over here to the beginning and the basis for all encaustic, which is the medium. It's made out of beeswax granules and the gamma resin crystals. So you start in with this medium, an electric frying pan, which is what most of the encaustic artists that I know use, and you put it on generously using a hake brush. Hake brush is a fine bristled brush that has stitched ferrules up here as opposed to a metal one, which doesn't work as well. For a heat gun trying to smooth things out, you would turn it on a higher speed, or if there's some problem that you want to have a lower speed, you have that option. And you want to work the corners or the edge a little bit more carefully, something like that. This is encaustic paint. This is some more medium in a smaller container, just because I also use it within the paints themselves. So this smaller panel is one I've had for a while, only in my studio. I just rework it. And there's some different colors that are being exposed in this initial reworking. It's a small panel, obviously, so I'm limited by what I can put on there, limited by colors. Let's put just a little, just for the heck of it. Let's put a little red in here for the heck of it. That's not normally a color I would use on here, but right now we're just gonna take potluck. This is what gets people involved with encaustic, because this stuff moves around when it's heated, of course. Things change very quickly. So even right here, this is obviously not any kind of finished product, but you can see how that's pretty fascinating, the way those colors move around, interact with each other, and they're also interacting with what's below it, part of the old painting. Put that aside for a minute, take one of my favorite tools, this little skewer, and cut through here for a couple reasons. Forces some action. And again, you don't know what's going to happen for sure. These are just some simple things that an artist can do. I'll take the heat gun here because this is pretty warm as it is, and put it on a low heat, and then go back over this a little and see what happens. Let's see what happens here. So this will in part be the purpose of getting rid of some of the paint, because it's a little bit hard now. Let's put some white on here and see what happens. So you can see how this is kind of settling out. It's firming up. It's melting, if you will, heating up the colors that are already on this little palette, this little board. And the same thing applies to realistic paintings as it does to pieces that are more free-flowing, abstract, whatever you want to call them. But you're still dealing with balanced design, color, making it all work.